What is up, buds? Welcome to Weed&d, the pot positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClanahan, but my buds call me Bam. Holy crap, dudes. So good to have you here. What a righteous couple of weeks it's been, both personally and technically for us here in studio. We've been assaulted on all sides, but let me tell you, we have not yet wavered because of the amazing support that we receive from you guys all over the various socials and Discord, the messages, all the contact. Just taking that step, it's been a really touching experience for me. I consider myself very lucky to know all of you as people, and the connections that we've made from the show have actually been this big rewarding part of it that maybe I didn't foresee as much on the front end. So thank you guys so much for just being kick-ass people, for supporting everybody. Anybody who shows up is always treated very well, and just being so awesome, man. Like, there's a lot of really ugly places on the internet, and I'm very glad that this is not one of them. So thank you guys for just kicking ass. We do have to kind of jump right in this week. So actually, I'm going to take this here joint, pass it through the magical fibers of the interwebs to my dear and wonderful friend, Brenna Folger. Hey, Brenna. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing great. I'm doing incredible. I'm unmuted. I'm here. And I have a favorite ice cream, my favorite Ben & Jerry's ice cream, and it is Americone Dream. I was just thinking about that because I'm a little stoned and I'm excited to get more stoned with you guys. Boo, 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 boo. What's up, baby?
Oh, hey, thanks. Oh, okay. I'm a Ben & Jerry's queen, Ben & Jerry's fiend, fish food or die. They just made a vegan one, a non-dairy fish food. I love you, Ben & Jerry's. I've been asking for this for a really long time. Please sponsor me. Hi, I'm Abby Dandy, aka Tynna Smoothhands, level 10 halfling cleric around these parts. But that's all the ice cream talk. What about you, Drewby?
Thanks, baby. What up, y'all? Drew, Thorkus the dwarf, still lactose intolerant, so ice cream, not really my jam, y'all. But if I had to, mint chocolate chip. Mint chocolate chip! Anyway, love you guys. I know that it's not her birthday, but, you know, she's not the only one that has to eat the cake. So, Jake, what's your favorite kind of ice cream?
Oh, look at that. Airdropped. Perfect every time. Delivered with a smile. Hello, everybody. Love all you guys. Jake Taylor here as Rial Othraban, level 10 Arcane Trickster Rogue. What's the Ben & Jerry's? Is Americone Dream the one with the waffle cone pieces in it? Yeah, that one's chief. And say what you will about Jimmy Fallon, whatever his Ben & Jerry's one, that one's pretty good too. But they're all pretty good. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Milk and cookies is also really good. Milk and cookies, I have to say.
Milk and cookies. See, we know our ice cream here.
Maybe.
Hey, you know, come for the ice cream, stay for the D&D. And speaking of some good D&D, my man up here knows what's real good. What up, Gus?
Thanks, Jake. That's right. It's your boy, Gus, Two Blunts Langley. I am your resident revenant bard warlock Divit. But today I'll be playing Toko, a.k.a. Smoko the Hatchet. And I scream whenever the fuck I want. Bam, let's play this game.
Ooh, made it back in one piece. The internet is a truly powerful magic. I like the Reese's, just like the straight up peanut butter ice cream with the Reese's peanut butter pieces in it. I'm pretty simple. I'm not a huge chocolate chip guy. So it's like, I know. I tried. You wouldn't guess it by looking at me, but yeah, I know the chocolate chips in me. But anything peanut butter is bae. So I'm all about the I believe it's just peanut butter, like with Reese's chunks in it. Anyway, that's my ice cream. This is my joint. These are my friends, and this is Weed&d. We do have us a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't. But we like to take a lighter, like this Weed&d lighter. What? What? Oh, my man Jake Taylor whipped these up. And like it says to do on the back, make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire. And go lighters up. Let's play some fucking D&D. Weed&d, high fantasy, Man, that theme song. Big shout out to Sandy Stein, the man behind all of the original music. Everything you hear on the show, all our music is original, and it is all created by the brilliant, the magical man, Sandy Stein. We love you, buddy. Also, just shout out to all the artists who contribute all this amazing art and stuff, as you'll see throughout the episode. Sean Gilchrist with the art for all the 5 and everything. It's just, we love you guys. Thank you so much for all that you give to this fucking project. Speaking of that project, if you'll please allow me to set the mood. When last we left the Ferocious Five, the battle with the Drown'd Hounds raged on. Toko the Hatchet entered the fray, and he and Thoricus battled with the monstrosity of misfortune, Drench, the tortured child of the seas. Nearby, Brunor and Rial engaged with the cloaked storm of crows known as Moody Black, who used the strange magical stone to collapse the tower upon those inside. As the dreaded Captain Kreifus and his ship crashed down the river with Divit, his captive, Tynna Smoothhands laid eyes upon the living barrel known as Kuhn, with a ship's anchor ballista for an arm and a peg leg, and as he lumbered toward the broken tower and into the fray. Through the murky waters, the twin axes of the Stone Reavers landed true, slashing at Drench again and again until from her chest erupted a terrible sound familiar only to Brunor. The booming cry of the Kraken, the dread abomination of the high seas. As a magical horror overtook her, Brunor began running away from the source of the nightmarish howl, but in her haste, she heard not the whirring cry of Kuhn's ballista arm, which struck and lodged into her as he plummeted into the river rapids, dragging her along with him. All right, guys, we jump back in. You know, you guys are all standing near this big thundering waterfall in the deep reservoir area where the ship once stood. You know, on the west side of the battlefield, the battle between the tortured child Drench, the stitched together skins of all the children lost to the ocean, given form through a puppet of an electric blue tentacle. Thoricus and Toko the Hatchet, twin brothers of the Stone Reavers in this moment, had cutting away at this strange abomination of the seas. To the east, near the collapsed Wizard's Tower, Tynna Smoothhands and Brian, you know, still kind of blowing rubble off of your backs from when the tower collapsed on top of you. Above that, on top of the broken rubble, Rial Othervon shooting arrows into the base of Moody Black, the black cloak filled with hundreds of crows. Black, black, black! You know, as Rial, as your arrows strike true, you see the crows fall to the ground, and when they touch, they splash into this dark black water. The arrow just laying on the ground. No more sign of the creatures that you struck. You see the wounds that you've blown into Moody's cloak are no longer healing the way that they once were through the encounter. But Rial, you know, with your position right now standing, you kind of like look over your left shoulder, you see Thoricus and Toko battling with Drench. You look to the right, you hear the cry of Brunor as she's drugged into the water. You know, Brunor, you could breathe underwater, so it's, you know, you're not quite as disoriented as if, say, the anchor had grabbed Tynna. But yeah, you kind of, you know, you feel the pull of this anchor at your stomach as you're kind of being drugged down the water. You see Kuhn takes that shield, you know, the top of it, the little pink will-o-wisp of a head, the little burning flame disappears inside the barrel as he corpses himself. His arms and legs go back inside of the barrel, and you see he's just kind of floating at the barrel now with a chain that's just connected to you by an anchor dragging you down the water. You all kind of take case of your situation. Brunor, you feel suddenly a disturbance in the water around you, as if the flowing river is suddenly being pushed with a great force. You look back and you see the child Drench disappear from between Toko and Thoricus and kind of pop up from the mud. She bursts out of the ground, you know, all the stitched together children's skin all over her face, her long, like sea kelp-like hair that just kind of hangs in front of her twisted face. You see she smiles. The master wishes to see you. And suddenly you watch the waterfall stop falling down, and it starts falling like diagonally. And rather than breaking and falling and stopping, now the full force of the river from above is just crashing and pushing the river downward. You know, Thoricus and Toko, you feel the sudden shift of magical energies as she begins to focus on this tidal wave magic, the Everard's black tentacles that were gripping at your calves. fade away, but you feel the water starting to push you down the river. You know, both of you are kind of ebbing toward going to the left side because of the force of the river, whereas you, unaware, Brunor, is going down the right. You feel the rushing tides of the water against you. You see the floating cloak of Moody Black in the air, the magical crystal by her side. You see the child Drench floating in front of this waterfall, summoning this torrent of water downward that begins to push Brunor against you. You feel the chain pull at your stomach. Toko, what do you do?
Okay, first of all, fuck you for saying the barrel lumbered. Shit. Okay. I'm still mad as hell. I look over at Thorkis and I'm like, I didn't miss. I was just getting a lot of momentum. And like, try to get as close as I can and attack this thing.
Awesome. Yeah, you know, you realize, you know, normally you would be able to get pretty much to her pretty easily, but you notice you have to kind of call into your inner strength just to get through this. You know, as each one of your hands goes, you feel that burning rage of the rock filling your muscles and veins as you just like drag your way through this water, you know, so strong that you're just fighting the force. You do manage to get yourself, you know, just kind of up here on the side of her. The Evert's tentacles are gone. There is still that weird red kind of blood ink in the water where those two gorgeous squares are on the map. But Toko, you do manage to get up to her. You see she's kind of, her arms are hanging back, and it seems she's highly focused on pushing this torrent toward the river. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm not smart enough to pick up on any of that, so I just like full on 11 swing as hard as I can.
You know, it's like you're still underwater, so just like these like furious bubbles pop up and are like steam coming off your heated frame.
Bang, bang. Did that go through?
Swing, swing. Oh, 22 AC. That is enough. Nice. 6 damage. Very good, Toko. You slash into her. She does have to make a concentration check. Oops, wrong dice. Oh, a crit! Oh my goodness. It's gonna be one of those kind of days, my friend. I know it was just a concentration check, but I apologize for nothing. You see, Drench she's able to continue focusing on this torrent spell that she's channeling right now. But you do hit her for 6.
Well, naturally, I'm gonna have to attack again.
You know, you might as well. All right, yeah, you see the axe Lucille, you know, the original Lucille, first held by Thorkis in the beginning, gleaming, cutting off a big piece of her flesh. As you come back with the 12 AC, do you have advantage on attacks right now? Or no?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
so
the 12 would not hit. She does have a 16 AC.
Let me hit it. And I think I get +3 also, but that might just be to my damage.
Oh, yeah, I think that's through your damage thing.
Yeah.
I think that's part of your totem. So it hits for 19 AC is a hit. So you do manage to hit her for another 5 damage. She does have to make another concentration check. You see, you know, as you kind of hack into her, her eyes don't even stop focusing downriver. You see the force of this water, you know, pushing even against you as you swing. You have to take one swim with the arm just to get the axe back. You reach out, it splits a little more of the skin off her body that just kind of washes away in this harsher water. She, for her concentration, rolls a 19, so she's good still. The water continues rushing, Toko. You got anything else?
No, I've been using I got there so quick by using the axe, I was like running and paddling, and now that I'm like using the axe, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like dragging you down a little bit as you start to float away. Thorkis, you see, you know, Toko fighting against this rushing water, swinging the axe just like you taught him, you know, showing the true power of the Stone Reavers that you've passed along to him. What do you do?
I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Is Toko able to use a bonus action still, and does he know Second Wind?
No, Second Wind is a fighter ability. Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yep, he's a barbarian.
I wasn't sure because no one fucking told me he was playing Toko.
No one knew. No one knew. It was a
kidding.
secret to everyone.
That was pretty awesome. I was like, what? Anyway, so
You should have seen how excited we got. We were like, ooh, and then we'll do it. And we'll change the layouts. Ooh.
You got me. Big time.
It was all worth it.
Totally. Yeah. Okay, so my second question is, for my bonus action, may I also rage?
Yeah, if you want to use your the rage granted you from the Lucille the Fury, yeah, you can call on that ability.
I'm looking for it in the thing.
I think we might have just had it as like a special property on the weapon. Feel free to use it. We know it's a bonus action to rage, and you can use it once per day, as long as you get a long rest in between.
Oh yeah, no. You know Papa's gonna get his nap. Shit.
Yeah, so Thorkus, you tap into the same channeling energy that's rushing through Toko.
Yeah.
You feel the river pushing against you, but you also start raging, feeling the firebird inside. What do you do?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna creep on up. TLC style. Yeah, I creep.
You're both creeping and chasing waterfalls right now.
I was specifically told not to do one of those things. Actually, no, it was both. Damn it.
I think we've quoted that song before in the show. That's We're always thinking about Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls. We missed you, Left Eye.
Yeah. I just miss all of them in general.
Yeah, but Left Eye's actually dead.
Yeah.
Sad.
All right. So now we're both raging. We're both Super Saiyan, and like, I want to have a pep talk. I'd be like, bro, let's go. Let's fucking go.
Do it.
You know what I mean? And then I just want to use my inspiration point to fusion with Toko and become Tokoricus. So we're just gonna become Super Saiyan 4.
Just like
Vegito.
Oh my gosh.
Not a big deal.
Jennifer?
It's not a big, guys. Not a big deal. I just want to be able to fusion with my guy over here.
That's a totally that happens all the time.
That happens like all the time.
We
man.
do it almost every week. No, Thorkus, I will grant you the rage moment getting up to her. You still have your
Oh yeah, I'm gonna attack the shit out of her.
your full assault on her, yeah.
That's coming. Full send.
But I can't. We're not going go tanks with you guys right now.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh no,
All
you're
right.
raging, so you have advantage, my friend. And she does have a 16 AC. That's a hit.
How did 30 hit points feel?
Oh man, yeah, 30 damage, bro.
Soggy ass bitch.
Oh my gosh, she is looking really bad. I told you guys, I was like, these are gonna be, you guys are gonna have some real. All right, so you see, you straight up just like skin off a good, like you just slash across the face, and you see like some of the stitching of the mouth and the the little loose skin that was all hemmed together just slides off entirely, and now you kind of just see the electric blue tentacle just kind of flailing around as her skin now is kind of like a dress just wrapped around the outside of this tentacle. The mouth still speaks, the one eye you can still see still looks around, but it's such a horrible sight as you hew into this monstrosity. She has to make 2 big old concentration saves.
That's why you never let an Irish Japanese do a bris. I'm just saying.
All right, she got a 14 and a 19, so she actually passes, because half the damage would be 7, so the DC was 10. You see, even still, the kind of like the half a mouth that remains, the stitches around them, you see it twist into a crooked smile as you watch the torrential waters kind of pushing Brunor and Kuhn even farther away. All right, Thorkus, you got anything else?
No, because I used my bonus action to rage, correct?
Correct.
And I don't have a reaction because I already missed that thing the last time. So no, I'm done.
Moving
right along.
All right, Rial, you're kind of standing there. You've got the best ability to see both battlefields. You hear the cry of Brunor as she disappears down the river that suddenly starts moving even faster. You watch the bent waterfall pushing down this side, kind of forcing her farther away from you. Again, every round is 6 seconds, so it's like, even though this is a lot, it's not like she's like gone now. You look down, you're standing on the broken rubble of the tower on top of Tynna and Brian. You look up, Moody Black and the crystal. To your left, the Battle of Drench, and then the Stone Reavers. What do you do?
Ooh, man. Yeah, I can see all this madness going on, like being, like a cloister scholar, like just the nature. I can just get the read on the river, just pumping it up. But you don't need no nature check to see a waterfall go. But so before I do anything else, before the tower collapsed, I did catch some of Moody Black's crows picking at that old scarab. Can I try and procure that from the rubble?
Yeah, I'm going to say give me an active perception check, okay? Because the tower, it was sitting on top of the tower collapsed. You're sharp-witted. You're able to perceive all these things at the same time. Make an active perception check. If not, you might have to take an action to dig through the rubble and find it.
All right. Is bad perception. Boom. What do we got here?
Nah, man, two different sides of the spectrum there. 27 is definitely enough. Rial, you look, you notice, since it was kind of sitting where that hole in the wall was, as the tower fell, it almost threw it over in your direction, and so as you kept your bearings on all things at the same time, you're like, actually, it should be, and you just kind of look down, push a rock to the side, and there sits the Crimson Scarab. And that's all you know about it.
That's it. That's it.
Because history checks exist.
We hate that. I just know it's important, especially because I was essentially not raised, but ever since my escape, I was with Achias the Druid before he got big and got crazy.
True.
So yeah, the druids and trinkets, those two things they go together, so we might need this for later.
You feel, being attuned to arcane energies and trained in arcana, knowledge of the cloister of the trees, spending time around magical items, you notice the hum of magic in this item. It feels strangely like a hollow energy inside of it, like something is missing from within it. But you do, and from talking to Baru, you happen to know that it's like, this does have something to do with like barrier magic. So, and you got it from one of the great druids on the roadway. Or no, you got that one in Emerella from the grave.
That's right.
But you saw one on the other druid.
Exactly.
And I threw it on the ground. Your rupees mean nothing to me.
But yeah, no, because of your high perception, Rial, you scoop it up, no problem. Free action, it's almost like using an object. You still have your action move and bonus.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Well, with that in mind, I was kind of even just counting on that being an action, so thank goodness I was paying attention. So that means Moody Black needs to meet this son of a birch. Which one still around? Ooh, nope.
Yeah, not
What's her
on that
AC?
attack. Moody's AC is a little better than that. You kind of shoot up, and it's like you shot correctly, but your arrow goes exactly, it's like you're just used to shooting at center mass. You shoot, and it goes right through an old hole. Doesn't hit any crows, and you see the arrow just sail out the back end of her. You hear the crows flapping around in there, but you didn't even manage to take off a piece of the cloth this time. You see she's still kind of floating around that crystal, floating in the air. Strange magical runes. You've now connected to it. Its ability to shoot this force beam is pretty powerful. But you now sit underneath her. You got anything else?
I think so. So let me know if this would require an action as well, because it just might. The old hole. Since I'm by the rubbish of the tower, I kind of want to get in the river, but not like swim if I can get away with it. If there's like a roof panel or something I can bring in and kind of perch on top of.
I like that, yeah. Akin to like, let's say the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time game, whatever it is that they're floating on in that little sewer battle thing. What are those?
It's not it's not quite a surfboard, but something akin to a surfboard. It's similar in function.
So yeah, similarly to how Brunor procured her own shield earlier, this was once a wizard's tower. Some of the bookshelves that have crashed and stuff. You see a pretty nice piece of wood that you think might support your pretty light frame. You can get down, I would say, kind of to this beach area here. If you do want to enter the water, there would be like the element of the torrent going going on. So you can kind of decide which way you want to play that. But yes, you're able to grab one of these broken bookcases and kind of give yourself a little bit of a raft of sorts.
Excellent.
But two people couldn't be on it at once. You would have to let Leo die.
I would just have to let him go. That's okay. Awesome. I just want to make sure I'm fortunate where I have eyes on everything going on. So I kind of want to keep it that way. So if I can at least get into the water without the torrent taking me too far. So I'm still kind of fairly between the three.
Yeah, your perception's so high, Riel. You're probably the last person that can even make out the boat disappearing off to the horizon, continuing onward down this river to the left of yet another fork, directly headed toward the ocean. You know, you're kind of it's like now at the limit of even your fine high elven eyes. You kind of peer onto the horizon. You do the Legolas. You just like stand on the rubble and do the eye thing that he does where he looks all good. You do that, and then you also probably look all good, look around and keep your eyes on all the situations going on. You do see, like I said, Brunor, through this magical effect of Drench, has been pushed quite a bit farther down the river. It would take you quite a bit of time to get to her, but she is rushing down the river. You got anything else, Riel?
I just know I heard that scream that came out of her, so something's going on. Because Bruno doesn't scream like that, so something scary is afoot. And for that, I'm good to go.
Brunor, the rushing rapids, the pull of the anchor at your stomach. You're still kind of concerned for Brian's safety. There's still fear in your mind of hearing the Kraken. There's just this bombardment of senses going on right now in your mind. It all comes into you at once. You look down. What do?
I'm full of beans. Okay. I have mind bees right now where it's just buzzing. I have so much happening in my mind. But it's awesome. I am currently moving away from the thing I'm afraid of. So,
You absolutely are.
Yeah. So through no fault of my own, I'm kind of helping my own anxiety here.
I wanted to clarify something. I did notice that it came up last week. This is a magical effect that exists a little bit beyond just the frightened property. But to clarify, just the frightened property in D&D means you wouldn't be able to approach her. You don't have to run away. Brunor, with you, the cry, the crack, and the whole magical connection, that's why you're going away from her. But,
I'm out. Excellent. So I don't think I want to, I want to kind of turn towards the chain and start pulling it towards me so I can get closer to Kuhn.
Dope.
Because I know that if you take something out of you that's in you, it causes a bleedy boy. You don't want to bleed out. That's hella not cool, bro. So I'm gonna take the chain and get as close to him as I can.
Also, how fucking badass is that? Just like, oh, God, Bruno's so dope. All right, yeah. You leaving the anchor inside of you. You start, your strong sea elven fingers grip onto the chains and you climb toward Kuhn. I'll say, since you're allowing the anchor effect, you can pull yourself up pretty close to him. What do you want to do?
I want to swing at him. Fuck him. Fuck him in his stupid face.
One hand on a chain, other hand on this. It's so dope. I love Dungeons and Dragons. Nice, 18 AC is a hit. You remember he does have a beefy AC, and yeah, you got him. All right, so how much? 11 damage. Very nice. And it's
this
slash.
motherfucker's lucky I don't have a lantern on me, bitch.
It is magical slashing, so that works to your advantage in this case. So it's a full 11 damage, and boom. All right. All right, yeah, you flash into him once. You see the blade itself probably wouldn't have made too much impact through this wood, but you see the magical burning of the green runes of Angerel, Blade of the Keeper, just add an additional cut as if the magical essence allows it to slice through this very dense, thick wood that is the frame of the living barrel Kuhn. He's still alive, but he did take 11 damage.
Cool, I'm gonna mark him because I just don't want to even I'm like, you think I'm stuck to you with chains? You're the one stuck to me, and then I fucking him again.
Nice, another 13. Man, you guys have. It's funny because he got blasted with a shatter just to start his day. And then no one would come play with him on the beach, so he was all depressed. Yo, Brunor, super dope. Yeah, you just kind of like, again, just keep pulling yourself closer and closer. You swing, scoop the chain, draw yourself up, stick the sword in, and the coral just starts blooming out. You see the slash in the side of the barrel suddenly starts breaking. The wood starts cracking as this coral fills the cut within. You call out, that spiritual challenge that comes with this. As you mark it, it's like, fine, you want to go? Let's go, you and me, You brace your feet on the outside of his body, chain wrapped around one arm, sword in the other. Just,
yeah.
So
well, I'm trying, and I try to get something badass out, but like everybody remember, I have 0 charisma. So that's usually the best.
I thought that was pretty good. You're stoked to me. I like it.
Just anchors away, bitch, and then I
just try out a couple real quick.
Yeah, shit.
All right, sweet. Yeah, that's you actually did a really nice turn there. 24 damage, slashing into the barrel. The rushing water of Drench still affecting you. You got anything else, Brunor?
No. Do I get to roll for whether or not she's still spooking me?
Actually, yeah, you would get. I'm sorry, you would get 2 saves because when you took damage last, you should have had a save as well.
Well, these are charisma, huh?
Yeah, DC 14 charisma saving throw.
Oh, please. Oh God. Oh.
Well,
no.
If she was supposed to get it before, shouldn't you give her 2 rolls?
She gets 2. I said she gets 2.
Okay.
Well, so then the second one would have been a 17.
That's not how it works.
Okay, I tried. You saw me try.
No, because we always. There you go. Look, and it's the same number she would have got. See? See? Proof that it's all arbitrary and nothing matters.
Yep.
All right. No, good job. Yeah, Brunor. Again, just like this moment, this, taking the surge again, kind of coming into form as like the fallen, called upon leader of your people that, you've watched fall before you, unfortunately. These moments where you just are you're a badass now, it's like the power that fills your body. Your quest was to get enough strength to slay the shadow dragon Exonius and reclaim your kingdom. And it's like moments like these, the ability to shrug off the call of the Kraken. You are no longer the child having nightmares in the middle of the night. You're a warrior of virtue. And as you slash into this magical creature, and rather than being pulled along, you're almost barrel riding down this, down this river. And so you got one chain on your hand, and you're just, Brunor can't help but ride. And so yeah, you've kind of turned this disadvantaged position into your advantage. If that's the end of your turn.
Yes, then I would like to sort Brian out.
Yeah, Brian's, he's kind of like got his, wings on him. He's tossed off some of the rubble, but he's on the pillar nearest Tynna right now.
Cool. He's going to gesture towards Tynna and then maybe on her turn offer a ride down the river.
Yeah.
Dope.
But so that way I guess he's just like readying the action to
He can scoop her. I have no problem because it's like, he has an action. It's like he actually has like a full round of initiative. So it's like he could use his action to kind of like scoop Tynna. He could just scoop his wing under her and then move his movement rate without costing her anything. Yeah. But there would be an animal handling check, Tynna, if you're trying to do certain things on him.
Okay. But he'll get you going.
Yeah, if you just follow his movement, you're safe right now. He's trained.
Was that cool?
Yeah. Where would you want him to?
All right, cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want him to match with Rial. Just kind of squat up next to him,
Perfect. All right, yeah. So you see, you guys, I think I'm going to bring some of these lines when I went crazy with me, so I have to like individually target them. There we go. So yeah, you see Tynna, Brian, Rial, you're standing there on the beach. Tynna's mounted on the big flexing wings of Brian the Dracodile. You're standing there with your like surfboard, and Moody Black's still above you. But yeah, you got anything else for Brian there, Bruno?
No, I don't have any. I wish I would have put some Healy potions on him or something because he's not doing so hot.
Not the best.
But I'll just express that and see what happens. And my turn is complete.
All right. So that goes, you see, Rial, even you, the last sight of what you can see is the disappearing ship, that Bruno, the Queen Mary, the ship of Captain Kreifus, disappearing down beyond the horizon. Now the ship is gone beyond your sights and has continued down toward the ocean where it's headed. Rial, you can't help but see the small outline of several piercing chains holding onto Divit's body as he and Kreifus stand face to face, disappearing over the horizon. Moody Black, still flying up at the top. You see she turns around. She's got the crystal in her hands. She's going to make her Arcana check to see if she can aim it. She got a 22, so yes, she can. Here we go. Her attack, plus 10 to this.
That's sexy, bitch.
Did she have to make a wisdom save for my spirit guardians?
She's actually up in the air and you guys are like down by the beach. Yeah, so it's only 15 feet, unfortunately. I know it's a little different with this map because I didn't do like the 5-foot grid. Thank you guys for just bearing with me as we kind of narratively deal with distance in this case. But yeah, in this instance, she's up in the air still, about 50 feet. So, it's she would be outside the range. But if she comes into you, if she comes into attack you guys, she would. She turns to her left side and you see she attunes the crystal over toward her sister Drench. And here we go. A D4. 1 and 2 is Thoricus. 3 and 4. It's a 4. All right, Toko. 18 AC. Does that hit?
Hella hits.
All right, 4d10 damage. Ooh, 26 damage.
Yeah, fuck me up.
All right, it's force damage too. I don't know if your barbarian resistance resists force damage.
Let me double check.
Because I'm not sure. But yeah, 26. That's some hot rolls there. You see the big green magical force energy beam, like she's trying to pry you off of Drench and allow her to continue doing whatever she's doing.
Just bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Okay, yeah, so you eat the full 26 damage. All right.
Gosh, that took forever. All those little clicks.
So many clicks. All right, yeah, you see as the energy of force just kind of tears into you, Toko. You're probably not in very good shape as you're kind of sitting here staring at this vicious sea creature before you. Tynna, you notice, as you kind of sit on the back of Brian, you see this blast of energy kind of start shooting over toward the water in the area of Toko, Thoricus, and Drench. You sit on the shoulders of Brian. You see Brunor flushing down the river to your right. What do?
Well, oh my goodness. Once again, I'm atop Brian and I am super grateful to be scooped in his lovely presence. And I have my spirit guardians swirling around me still, protecting me. And I notice Rial right here to the side, and I want to cast Sanctuary on him. And that doesn't break my concentration of the spirit guardians, I don't believe.
Correct.
And I just want to make sure that he's safe, everything is fine, and then after I do that, I'm gonna head off in the direction of Brunor.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, you kind of, you and Brian sharing your movement in this point. You guys are kind of, whereas Rial's kind of down here on this beach, you guys could use Brian's movement to get a little closer here. Brian's fast and he definitely wants to take care of Brunor. You see him soaring through the air and kind of considering splashing into the water, but he knows with you as his rider that might be. You'd have to make an animal handling check in that case to not be washed off. So he's sticking to the air for now. Go ahead and cast Sanctuary just so Rial knows what's going on with him. But if that's the end of your turn, Tynna.
Yeah, that's going to be the end of my turn. Yeah, I noticed that Brian really wants to go down further, but I communicate a little bit of fear.
Yeah, you're kind of just like squeezing your little halfling legs tightly against his thick green wiggly frame, and he's aware that you're not the he's not going to try to do kick flips like he does with Brunor. But yes, Brunor, you're kind of floating on top of this barrel, the river rapids pushing you guys even farther. You see Kuhn doesn't resist at all and continues letting you guys be washed down this river, right kind of toward this where the rapids really start picking up naturally as well. So the force pushing you down is ever faster. you're kind of holding your own as you stand on this barrel, the coral rupturing out of the cracks in his body. But he looks up at you and he's going to attempt to gouge you with his giant, with that big anchor that he's got in your stomach.
Uh-oh.
He does have advantage since it's already in you. Sorry, I should have brought him up. There we go.
I have a nickel.
+7 to this. Da-da-da-da. All right, so yeah, you see 23 AC and a second.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And an 18 AC.
18 does not hit.
Okay, so the first one hits. You see, he just kind of like rips the anchor out of the side of you. You're no longer technically connected to him, but you are holding the chain. You can choose to be or not. That's up to you. But his tether to you is now separated. You feel the anchor tear at your skin as you take 2d6. I don't know if you have removed ice damage.
Oh no.
So you take 12 slashing damage,
2, 3, 4, 5.
and then a d6 ice damage, which is another. Just one. There's just like a little chill. Ooh,
Cool.
that's a chilly. It's a chilly anchor. But yeah, you see he's trying to just like rip you up, and then he tries to scoop you with it again. He's just trying to connect. His ability to shoot it did not recharge, so he's kind of just using it as a weapon. It's really just a barrel with one arm just kind of swinging at you with a ship's anchor and a chain right now. So that is the end of his turn. We're gonna cut over to Drench, who goes before the two of you guys. All right, so she's going to continue focusing on this spell. Thoricus and Toko, both of you guys make strength checks, DC 14. I think because you're both raging, you have advantage on them, so this might be for naught. But the spell she's affecting on should be pushing you downstream. Both of you passed. You see that she's trying to continue focusing on this torrential spell that's forcing the waters to move even faster, pushing Bruno away from you all even quicker. She doesn't actually have to not use her attack, so she's still gonna wind one up. Here we go, D4. 1 and 2, 4 again. Toko, you see she's that little like grasping electrical finger of hers. She's attempting to try to come down and claw at you. +5, and then it's 5d10. Boom, d20. A 22 AC.
Let me just check. Yeah.
The old does a 22 hit. All right, this is a beefy boy. You see this lightning as she strikes you. You hear a great boom of thunder as the lightning disappears, and you see the crashing concussive wave of thunder damage pop out. Toko, you take 5d10.
Jesus.
23 thunder damage.
Ow.
Is that Toko? Are you conscious still?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a beefy boy. I'm hanging in there.
Okay.
One more of those, and I'm done for.
Okay. So that was the touch attack of Drench. She's continuing to concentrate. Yeah, in Thoricus, you almost get pushed away by the concussive blast for a moment, and then continue raging, holding yourself in your position, not being pushed away by this rushing water. It is Toko's turn. Toko, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm all in at this point. I just gotta keep attacking. Ooh, you know what makes me mad? Getting dead.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still within range and stuff, right? So.
Yeah. You guys both passed your strength checks, so you were not pushed away by the effect.
I rolled twice because I think I still have advantage.
You do? 26 AC hits, 14 damage. Toko, what do you do?
Oh.
All right. All right, so I take all that damage, but I don't take it personally because I know that's what this mismatch freak, like tortured soul, thinks is right, and I want to alleviate it of that burden, and I just like woo, and like, yeah. So I come in with a big slash, right? And then at the last second I stop, pull out my sewing kit, and undo all the stitches, and the thing falls apart.
You like put these little glasses on and a thimble.
Oh my God.
Get your seam ripper. Go around. Yeah, Toko, you kind of almost embracing the thunderous wave, this booming energy that popped off you as she almost like, blasted you with the spell. The axe kind of catches some of that thunder and blasts into her. Having the same effect, you see the stitching kind of blown to pieces as her skin
like
starts floating down the river. You see the electric blue tentacle disappear under the mud. As you're sitting there, Toko, like looking around, you see the waterfall falls back to its original pace. The water's still, some rapids, but not raging quite as fast. You've managed to stop the torrent of Drench from pushing Bruno even further away. You kind of like look around. And let me get her. You see the mouth, like the half mouth of Drench, the one stitch in between, and it looks at you and you hear, "As long as children are fed to the seas, Drench shall never die." And you just see it kind of dissolve into paste and start floating down the river.
Yeah, I know a guy like that.
All right, yeah. So the goo of Drench starts floating down the side. Thoricus, you kind of look over to your left, and you see Toko, having just brought the hammer down. You can kind of make out the floating form of Moody Black on the island, but you guys are pretty far away. What do you do?
First off, I'd like to just be like, "Oh yeah, that's my guy."
Tell you something, brother.
The cream of the crop.
Kind of one of those.
I'm justifiably in a position.
Just real quick, and yeah. So there's no pieces of Drench left that we could just.
Yeah, there's a piece if you need one for a thing. Like she's this is all happening in the same 6 seconds, so it's like you hear the mouth kind of going away, but there's little fleshy bits of all kinds of sad children around you if you wanted to scoop any of them up.
I just like proof that we did that as a team. I want to make it part of our tag team championship belts.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Thoricus, you go to scoop it up, and it's like reaching into the blue water of a porta potty as the dissolving tissue sticks to your hand, and you just kind of pull up this fleshy child skin goop that drips off your fingertips.
Shame is fine. You can just call it shame. It's all right.
But yeah, you got a little of Drench's body.
I always take a little bit. I'm like the government. I'm always gonna get my cut.
Why did I have that description so readily available?
I appreciate what you've done, though.
Sometimes I surprise even myself.
So I did move on my last turn to get to her, correct?
Correct, but you have to swim up to her. You did move.
Correct. Okay. Am I able to make it to shore?
Yeah.
Cool. Am I able to trusty dust old
Moody
fur coat? What did I say? Down comforter. Downton comforter.
Yeah. You pull out Trusty Dusty, your bow that always has this patented dust gathered on the string because you so rarely use it. You line up a nice arrow bolt at it. Yeah, you see Moody still floating in the air by that green crystal. You know that crystal's not good. And so trying to take a shot at her. Go ahead, give me, I think you get 2.
Fuck.
The first shot misses. You see kind of the same as Real. It's like you're trained to aim center mass. And then by doing so, it just kind of coasts through these holes that have been created by that already.
Same old hole.
Old hole. Damn old holes.
Oh, these holes?
Nope, not going there, Jake. All right.
Nice. There we go. 17. That's a hit. 6 damage. You do notice the same thing, Thoricus. You're training to try to identify damage. The piercing damage of your arrows is resisted, but you do manage to pop a new arrow-sized hole in whatever part of the cloak of hers you were aiming at.
Hey, that's a new adventure. It's a new hole. It's not the same old hole. So let's Let's do that. I'm done.
All right, you notice.
Wait, I moved, right? Yeah, and that's all
You
I can
did,
do.
yeah. Your feet are firmly on solid ground again. You much preferred, even though you can breathe water, you'd still rather be on land. That was dope though. So you do notice, I mean, like as far as a cloak filled with crows goes, she looks like she's in pretty bad shape. As the magic of this stone, you know, kind of you see the black magical hands kind of grasping onto the stone. They start like, you see the green energy starts like overtaking her hands. And you see that just like this, you hear the confused cawing of all of these crows. Rial, you look up, that's what you see. What do you do?
Well, you know, Moody Black, I know we had just met, but she really just inspired this fire inside, this burning passion. And I don't want her to forget that. Arrows may not work, and Rapier the Scimitar hasn't been working, but maybe the fire within, well, I didn't even realize, it's like, whoa! And yeah, I'm gonna set her on fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and set her on fire. All right, she does. That's some hot damage. All right, so here we go. DC, it's a 12 dex save. Is it safe for half damage? When it starts or ends its turn there. Okay, so it is going to start. All right, that's cool. Sweet. Okay, actually, in this case, so it'll be when when it starts its turn there. So, you know, you kind of just cast this fire up inside the cloak. You know, you see the bonfire start tickling the flames around it. She will get, on her turn, she'll get to make a DC 12 dex save or take 12 damage. So, sweet, that's your action. What else you got?
So, with that in mind, just leaving that little souvenir behind for her, I'm gonna, you know how when you run with a board, you got it ready, but you're just running? I'm gonna start making my way down the beach.
Making my way down the beach. All right, yeah, you kind of run by Brian the Dracodile and Tynna, you know, getting ready to continue their course down as well. You know, you're pretty quick, Rial, and yeah, that's about right. You know, even though, since you're on solid ground, you're able to move pretty quickly, you know, as the rapids kind of calm back down. Now, again, where Brunor is about to be, those are like kind of naturally occurring rapids anyway, so it's like the water does pick up near the southeast side of this map. So, yeah, you see, you know, you're trying to keep pace, and you see you're moving at about the same speed away from each other right now.
Okay.
But you can still kind of keep eyes on everything around you.
Can I hit the nos and throw a dash in there to get a little further?
Heck yeah, you can. If you want, you know, it depends. If you wanted to, I would say you could get closer if you jump off this bridge and run into, or you can just kind of run along, and I'd say you'd probably end up down in this area on the beach. But if you want to be in the water, I'd put you like pretty close to where Brunor's at.
All right, you were saying like right about.
But water does suck if you don't have a swim speed. I'm sorry for not enforcing that last week. But yeah, if you don't have a swim speed, you have disadvantage on attacks underwater.
Okay, it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, I'll take your advice on that. Hop on the bridge before dismounting. Just like grab my little raft and.
Yeah, you know, the wind gets knocked out of you a little bit. You know, it's like as you kind of land on the board and whoosh, you know, you see your little raft kind of kicking water up. You know, you kind of pull up behind Brunor like so many partners and so many police chases where it's like the car's like behind and Brunor's riding the other car in front of it, and you're like, you know, hop on. You're like trying to get up close enough for her to dismount towards you. If that's the end of your turn, Rial, with your dash, your move, and everything, you're there, which puts us to Brunor. What do you do?
So I would like to use Angela to hit the lid on the barrel off.
Okay.
So I want to give that a go first. I'm twisted up in this chain. I'm riding this guy now, okay? So I want to try to hit the lid off and see if I could tip it over, like walk it and like to make the barrel take water and drown him in himself.
Nice.
That's fucked
All right,
up.
yeah. Give me you have to make an attack against. Now, in this case, here's what I'm going to tell you, Brunor. You can make an attack against the object that is the barrel or the creature that is Kuhn. So if you're choosing to attack the object and if you hit the AC and do enough damage, it would get a saving throw and possibly break, just like the tower did, or just like most materials in most fights have to this point.
Yeah.
So if you'd rather, instead of doing damage to the life creature of Kuhn, you know, the living will-o-wisp inside that makes this creature alive. You can forfeit that opportunity to do that damage and try to do object damage to this barrel.
Yeah, listen, I may not be very charismatic, but I've slowly been learning that my sword doesn't go through like birds and like ghosts and like spirits and shit, you know? So like, I'm just gonna go for whatever physical, actual thing I know that my swing's gonna go through, and I'm gonna swing!
Andrew, Gleaming Blade of the Keeper, 16. Sorry, hold on, I gotta double check. He does, he has an 18. So the, do you have advantage because of your mark? You don't, right? It's just, he has, you get a special attack against him if he attacks somebody else.
Yeah, pretty much. It's, yeah, he has disadvantage on any attack roll that doesn't target me, and if he deals damage to anyone else, I can hit him. I can be like, no,
okay, cool.
Hit him.
Thank you.
Oh, you have advantage. You have advantage on the attack roll, but that's I think the one that's in
the
return.
Special attack, correct.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
All right,
cool.
so in this case, your first swing, again, I mean, you're riding a barrel in the water, holding onto a chain. It's a lot going on. The first strike doesn't make through. This second one does. Would have been a crit had you had advantage. In fact, you were still rolled a 19. That one's just a tickler. In fact, I'm going to hit this anyway. I don't care.
Yeah, let's work together just for friends.
So you don't get the +7 because that's factored into the crit math, but you do 9 damage. And again, both the strike of the 9. Man, yeah, he's in bad shape. He's taking a lot of damage. You, in this case, like you said, you were attempting to like slash open the barrel. I'm gonna make it a DC 9 because that's how much damage you did for the barrel. Maybe he'll roll poorly. He rolled a 6. Let's see what his con is. I'm sorry, I have to check it to be fair. What's his con? His +3 is a 9 exactly. He passes on the top. So you do manage to slash the wood a little bit, but you don't break the top off. Your attempt to drown him in himself, not yet successful. You see the coral growing in the original wound, making it potentially easier to do so in the future. But this time, unfortunately, the dice not on your side. Dual barrel roll. All right.
So I'm gonna also use my bonus action
Awesome.
to second wind,
Nice.
because Davi's not doing very hot right now.
D10 plus your fighter level.
1d10, bam.
3D. Plus you're level 10 now, right?
13. Yeah, 13 is
There
fine.
you go. That's not a bad second win. That's some people's third win. I don't know what that means.
All right. Oh, cool. I'm back to where I started. Can I? Yeah, I think I'm done there. I'm good with that. Then there we go.
All right. So, Brunor, you're staring down the rapids as you're about to, you're kind of eyeballing. You and Brian used to shoot rapids all the time, so you're just like, all right, this is just a different ride, a different board, a different barrel. You're just, you an aquatic cavalier specifically. It's like if there was a person born for this moment, it's you. You're kind of managing yourself very well. You feel the presence of Rial just behind you as you kind of like look over your shoulder. You see Moody Black. That strange energy, the green energy of the crystal starts wrapping around her hands. And suddenly, we shift down this river, through the canyons and crevasses of the rapids. Divot. You're hanging suspended on these chains, standing face to face with Kreifus. You see his yellow captain's hat with the plume of feathers. You feel your life being leached away by the living chains. They don't just dig into your bones, they move through them. And you feel yourself being skewered as if on several racks at the same time. He looks you in the eyes. Do you agree to our deal then?
I said yes, so many times already.
You feel the chains. Divot like breathing a breath after drowning in the water. You feel all these holes, these magical holes in your body heal themselves as you drop at Kreifus's feet. You see the chains move around him, seemingly of their own accord, moving like these living chains. You see, just kind of laughs at you as you lay on the ship's wood. That's what I thought. You see, he walks forward, puts his big giant yellow boots on the front of the ship, and he points out. You kind of tip yourself up and look down, you see the end of where the river runs into the ocean. And from this giant shadow, where you would think the shallows of the sea are, you see this massive creature start breaching the water. Giant electric blue tentacles start digging its way, scooping great mounds of earth. As you watch this creature, 300 feet tall, the Kraken, digging itself out of the ocean. Its giant, octopus frame withered and twisted with the primordial magics from whence it came. You see some of its tentacles scooping out what would be a fishing village on the side of the river. So immense, it shakes the world around it, creating new rivers in its stead as the earth splits before it. Its tremendous mouth opens. And that's where we're gonna pick it up after intermission, guys.
Oh.
Wow.
Oof.
Something new every day.
Oh,
Now you gonna find out.
now you go. Now we
You
gonna
gonna
find out. All right. Well, guys, buds, we do us a little 10-minute intermission. There's a couple reasons. One, we usually have to pee. In fact, always have to pee. It's weird how much we have to pee. Anyway, it's a great opportunity for us to showcase all this original music. There's no repeating anymore. Everything you see is its own piece of individual original art created by incredible artists. Jake Taylor has submitted some incredible art. Sean Gilchrist has submitted incredible art. Vlad coming through with now over 100 images for this show in the world of Ganjaria. Guys, it's just that I love Dungeons and Dragons because I think it's the intersection of imagination and art, and it is such a thrill to get to do this every week. I'm gonna get sentimental because I'm really high, so I'm gonna go pee. 10 minutes, hang with us, and we will be back to fucking, I guess, run a ship into the mouth of a kraken. That's what we got ourselves into here. One of those. one of those. Welcome back, buds, to WeeDnD, pop positive live tabletop role-playing experience. Holy crap, dudes, what a wild river battle it's been. Some pretty epic shit. We just saw the Kraken rise from the ocean as the Queen Mary's ship, or Queen Anne continues on toward the mouth of the ocean. Divit accepting some deal between he and Captain Kreifus, no longer impaled upon the chains. We shift back up the river, cutting through the canyons and rapids that lead the way. Back to the form of Moody Black, floating in the crows. Rial, we did, in break, we took a look at Create Bonfire, and just to clarity's sake for our players, Create Bonfire does specifically say it creates it on the ground, and that it doesn't affect worn items. In this case, we're just gonna, it's like the effect of putting it up in there really didn't do anything. She doesn't have corporeal form, it didn't burn the cloak or anything, but she is just gonna forsake the damage from that effect. But moving forward, we'll be a little clear. I'm also really bad about Flaming Sphere. I always make it fly in my mind, and apparently it just rolls on the ground. Thanks, Baldur's Gate. So yeah, as the fire kind of embers burn inside, unfortunately it doesn't start her aflame. You do see that the magics, the green energy of this strange crystal that she's been shooting these force beams that at one point was in the top of this dilapidated wizard's tower. You see the green energy overtakes the black hands. And you see as all these crows start flapping and the crow starts lifting up, you see the cloak blows away in billows, and you see the crystal consumes Moody Black. And you see this crystal orb floating there, and you hear the cry of thousands of crows. And suddenly the crystal starts flying in the air. You see Moody, now in the shape of the electric green crystal, is now fused with the magical energies thereof, and she is now one and the same. Her twisted magics as her mind is overtaken by this powerful artifact. The she and it, the magical energies of the two fuse into one. You see this strange floating crystal in the sky that has the cacophony of crows emanating from its core. The cloak drifts listlessly to the ground and dissolves into a puddle of black water. Moody is gonna go ahead and take a shot at you, Rial, as you're attempting to get closer to rescuing Brunor from the side of the cannon. 17 AC.
Ooh, I believe that hits. Yeah, I'm 16.
20 force damage.
Oh,
you're nearly knocked off of the plank of wood, but so perceptive are you that you noticed the beam coming at the last moment as you heard the cawing of crows through the river canyon. 20 force damage, though, as Moody blasts you. She's also going to continue kind of matching, Tynna and Brian on one side of the island, Moody flying on the other side, kind of just like moving around as this strange crystal spinning in the air. Tynna, it is your turn. What do you do?
Yeah, so Brian and I are making our way down to downstream, towards Brunor and Rial, and Spirit Guardians swirling around us. And I want to actually relinquish the Spirit Guardians and cast Beacon of Hope, and that should be able to affect both Rial and Brunor and Brian and can I do my stuff?
Yes.
No. Okay, yeah. So, I want to, summon all of Shantia's light and energy and give my friends some hope and strength in this moment.
Connecting to the power of the Green Lady. The Green Lady! It's like your Spirit Guardians stop becoming weapons of offense and they begin glowing with the pure, the beacon of hope coming from the life goddess Shantia. You see it kind of soothes your enemy, or all your allies in the same moment. So all you guys get advantage on all wisdom saves, advantage on death saving throws, and any healing that you get, max healing from it. So drinking potions is max, any abilities that heal is max, and if any healing spells are cast, those are also max. So very cool ability. It is concentration, Tynna, so just keep track of that. For up to a minute, so you have 10 rounds. Very nice.
Awesome, cool. Can I see maybe an insight check to see if Rial or Brunor is in worse condition?
I'd give
need
it.
help.
Give me a medicine check. You know, it's like you're trying to identify, you're basically diagnose their health at a glance. You are a life cleric. We've talked about your capacity to kind of know what it is. 18 is good enough for me. So yeah, you don't know exactly how many hit points they have, but which one of you guys is in worse shape? Probably Brunor, yeah.
Oh, you're muted. What's up?
I was talking. I was like, well,
Yeah, Bruno.
yeah.
Then I'm gonna toss you some healing words, some love. I assess the situation. I'm like, oh, I've had that anchor in my gut. Been there. Doesn't feel good.
I hate to be a jerk. Because you casted a leveled spell with your action, you would not be able to cast a bonus action spell. If you would cast a cantrip, you could still cast a bonus action spell, but in this case, because you used Beacon of Hope, you can't do your bonus action heal. I know it's a dumb.
Right? This is what I always do.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's one of the more confusing mechanics. That's why I laugh when people are like, 5e's way easier. I'm like, yeah, until you get to spell casting, and it's just as confusing.
Okay, well then I think that's it. I'm just gonna keep an eye on Brunor and head downriver with Brian.
Perfect. You see Kuhn, looking up Brunor, considering the battle. Here we go. We're taking a D20 or a D6, recharges on a 5 and a 6. Oh! All right, Brunor. Here we go. So, I'm sorry, just double checking the damage on this. All right, so plus 10 to this. He doesn't. There's no particular reason to have advantage right now. You are standing on. Oh, crit! Oh!
Whoa, crit!
That's a hefty crit. Because of the ice damage, which also doubles because it is dice. So, Brunor.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, that's not, for how many? Oh, I missed one. Okay, here we go. I need a 6th. Oh, and I rolled a 10 on that one. So 32 plus 2d6 ice damage.
32 plus.
Yeah. 38 damage. You see the anchor just resets and shoots through you one more time. How you doing, Brunor?
Definitely, pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Are you still conscious? Are you above 0?
I'm conscious. I'm just conscious.
Just a cessant of consciousness.
Oh, yeah. Just a snip. How you said, I got wrecked. I was shredded. It was gnarly.
How do you say je ne sais rocked?
Yeah, Burnquist helped me.
All right, yeah, you see, you are grappled once more. The anchor bites into your body on the other side, kind of having torn out the left side of your stomach. It's now hooked into the right. Your blood kind of pouring into the river as you guys enter the rapids. Again, he's letting himself continue on down these river rapids. You see, he disappears out of this map and onto the other one. Which there is another one, but we'll get to that.
Ooh.
All right, so yeah, that's his attack, and it was a big one. He disappeared, like I said. He floats. These river rapids pick him up. He's probably about 80 feet away now. So the rapids again are going to present a little bit more of a challenge. Like Real riding a board down the rapids, there will probably be a dexterity check to see if you can stay on it, or if you get knocked off into the water. But yeah, the rapids present some new challenges to the non-aquatic folk. Sweet, I'm still gonna stay in this map for a little bit though. So that's actually the end of Kuhn's turn. We jump over to you, Toko, still kind of floating in the water. The creature Drench, dissolved into a paste around you that now flows down the river. You see Thoricus running onto the shoreline. What do you do?
Yeah, doing my best, Thoricus. Now that the child beast has been defeated, my rage melts away.
Nice. Yeah, you feel you allow the firebird within to go dormant. It's not that it burns out, but you draw it within. You feel that fatigue kind of settle into your body. You're just kind of floating. You feel the river carrying you downstream a bit.
literally immersed in the nature around me, I pull out the proverbial ram's horn and I use my ability to speak to animals to call out to something to help me and Thoricus get downstream.
Dope. Give me a...
I'm like, "Ooh."
All right, I like it. Let's see. Give me a charisma check on this one.
All right.
Let's just see how. I mean, you could do you could argue animal handling. You could do animal handling as well.
I'm good with charisma. That makes sense.
Yeah, you are.
Hey!
All right, man. I love the idea so much that you see, some of the nearby fish that have skittered to the sides as these creatures show. Like in so many Disney films, you see, a nice flow of a bunch of these river fish jump onto the water. You guys could ride the top of these fish, and it would increase. Like I said, rather than getting maybe halfway to the bridge, you would end up pretty much right around underneath it.
That sounds dope.
I love
I'm
that
down
idea.
with
That's hilarious to me.
Amazing.
I apologize for nothing. All right, so the fish, they're all kind of like looking up at you, Toko, connected to the animal spirit through your totemic barbarian abilities. You call upon these fish to help guide you and Thoricus down the river path. And like I said, they carry you with such haste that you're able to, like I said, make it about, let's put you right over here by the bridge.
Sick. Badass.
Toko, that would be your whole turn, though. You got anything else?
No, man, that's it. That was super cool.
That was super cool. That's 100. Yeah, that's not raw. You can. Sorry, rules. That one's for you, bro.
So let me. I do want to ask a question. So we get that far. Is it because like the fish stop?
It's just as far as they can get you guys. You know what I mean? Like the effect of
They're
carrying
not
the weight of two heavy people.
Nope, that's it.
Yeah, no, it's not like, and you guys like, fly off the front. But yeah, no, that's just about as far as they can get you, as this ability that you've used can get you.
Sick.
Sweet. So Thoricus Onyxar, you're half on the beach, one leg in the water. You see the runestone of Moody Black behind you, kind of floating in the air. The bridge that's not broken between you and Toko. You see the melee, going on as Brunor and Kuhn disappear down the rapids to the east. You see Brian and Tynna and Rial all floating around in the water, preparing to brace for these. Or no, Brian's flying to brace for these rapids. What do you do?
So you said Moody's behind us?
Yeah, kind of floating up in the air still above you guys.
He's now a crystal or a green orb?
Moody is now, yes, the crystal that was, she is somehow fused with that crystal that was in the top of the tower.
Okay.
I'm sure that's not a problem.
No, absolutely not. I don't even know what that means. So I guess since I want to go save my buddy. Like, Prince is downstream. Like, we're a fucking team. So the green crystal cloak crow bitch can wait. Smoke show though. You're right.
What them crows do.
What them crows do though. So if I could, I would like to move across the bridge to my buddy Toko and do a little predator grasp. Maybe use a little inspiration and be like, thank you for getting us down here, but never let go of the Raka. Always have it burning inside of you. Don't let it go out. Always hold on to something. There's always something that you need to work towards to be better every day for the people that mean something or whatever. Shut up. That was a fun ride though, huh? All right. And then I would like to really Super Saiyan him up with the Raka, and then if I could with that use both of my second winds to heal both him and I a little bit, if that's a thing. Would I have to use an inspiration?
That'd be pretty powerful. Like that's a stronger heal than like a cleric's second level spell. So I would, it's a D10 plus your fighter level. That could be potentially 20 points of healing. That's more than a second
My
level.
fighter level's 0 though. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but it's like it would be based off his fighter level. Yeah, that's what we could do. Where so I like that. Toko, you would actually just get the dice roll of whatever he rolls in healing, in additional healing. And Thoricus, you would use your inspiration point, in this case, basically to use, but you would have to use your action to use your other bonus action.
100%. Yeah.
Cool.
No, I'm good after that. I just want to, like I said, predator handshake. Be
Sick all around,
bro,
boys.
never let it go. Always fight for something. And like, I'll give you, look, this is a goal. Later on down the road, you want to be able to do what I'm about to do to you right now. Just watch and learn, kid.
I'm like, Toko take level in fighting.
Yeah, at least a little bit, huh?
Probably 2. You want action surge.
Right. Exactly.
All right, yeah. So roll the d10, and that's how much you'll get from that Toko. And then Thoricus, you get to add your fighter. Nice, not bad. 7. Thoricus, you get to add your sweet fighter level to that as well, so you heal up a nice chunk.
Oh, I thought I had to roll again.
Nope. Or no, you're using 2 second wins because you have the one from the you have the one from your blessing, and yeah. So cool.
But
yeah, you would roll another
fighter
one.
level to that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The second roll. So for Toko, it'd be 7. For me, it'd be 12.
Correct.
Burning bolt, second wins, and an inspiration.
Yeah.
Because of the power of the.
Well, you'd get your fighter level twice because it is 2 different second wins. So you would get 20 plus your roll. You'd have 29 back for you, Thoricus. Of that 29, only Toko would get 9 of it.
Oh,
Through the use
I get
of
it now.
yeah.
Okay.
Through the use
okay.
of your ability.
Gotcha. Sorry. Well, 29 puts me back in business.
All right. So Thoricus, if that's the end of your turn, you got anything else?
No, sir. Thank you for your kindness.
Boom.
Oh, shoot, I got it.
Please leave a review. Sorry, setting things up over here. All right, Rial, it shifts over to you. You're riding on this board. You see kind of the worst nightmare of anybody who's like not a trained rider. You're pretty dexterous, but still, you see the rapids in front of you kind of picking up pace. White caps as you start getting near. You realize you're gonna have a hell of a ride in front of you to keep going forward. What do you want to do?
Time to buckle up, Buttercup, because that's where I gotta be.
You've seen Brunor do it 1,000 times. How hard could it be?
How hard could it be?
Rial, give me a dexterity save.
All right. Let's see. Bam.
Nice, 18. You're gonna have a DC 15 on that. You managed to hold your footing, so you are moved by the pace of the rapids themselves down toward this direction. I'm also gonna set you up here for when we go to our next little area. So yeah, you managed to ride the rapids down. You can see Kuhn from where you are, looking down. You see kind of these rocky sides as the river has kind of cut through this area a little more. Dark, heavy trees hanging on either side. A little beach with some broken driftwood about halfway through as Kuhn and Brunor kind of float past it. Boom. You can see both sides, again, kind of keeping your eyes on both situations. You see this strange crystal that Moody has somehow bound with floating in the sky. You see Kuhn floating with Brunor down the water, the anchor embedded in her side. What do you do?
So, and quick question for you too, since you brought up Moody. Can I have uncanny dodge that force a little bit? Maybe like duck behind the raft, but it
to take
still
half
slaps me
damage.
pretty good.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
you kind of shift up on one side. Yeah, your rogue ability you're absolutely able to use.
Awesome. I'm gonna double check real fast, because that will help decide.
Yeah, I think it's just like once per turn, or I think you use your reaction to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And follow-up question, unrelated. Am I close enough to get any kind of healing potion to Brunor, even if I use like the mage hand?
With your ability, so again, the way we've always used potions, bonus action to drink yourself, action to administer to someone else. With your mage hand and your Ledger Main ability to control it invisibly, you could not only get it to her and without risk of Kuhn smashing it as it floats through the sky. It's invisible for all intents and purposes. So yeah, if you wanted to burn your action to pour some healing magic onto Brunor, you can.
And I would love to do that. And I wish they could see the invisible hand because it's all cute about it. It's like, boop, pops the top off and
splashes a little on you. What style? Which one did you want to use? I think you guys have some graders at this point. I'm just not sure. You get full healing from it. There is no roll. So
the only thing I have in my inventory is just regular 2d4 plus 2.
Okay, so there you go. 10 hit
I think
points.
Divit has the bulk of the.
Divit has everything.
That's right. That's right. On the ship, you hear him clunking around
in his rib cage.
You're fine. You just landed on him, and now you're back to full. Yeah. So 2d4 plus 2, that's 10. You get 10 healing from that, Brunor.
Me? Oh, yay.
There you go, buddy.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I can tell. Everyone's getting a little whooped. We're whooping a lot of ass, but
Yeah, you guys have both dealt out and taken quite a bit of damage.
Licks.
And Brunor, just so you know, you would know that this is not. It's like the Drown'd Hounds are not 3 or 4 or 5. It's like it's a group of bounty hunters. It's there are many in their ranks. So it's not like you guys are like killing the Drown'd Hounds. Just some of them.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking expecting like stupid ass like tree to come to life and be one of the tree guys, and I'm waiting for like an eel, moray eel. Like I'm just fucking like, okay, cool. Like
One of them is just a smaller boat.
Yeah, I'm just, there's a little tiny bird that we have to worry about, a parrot. I just don't want to deal. Like this.
Stop giving me ideas, girl. All right. I'm like, and then and what are they wearing? Nice. I'll get that to Sean immediately. Sean?
And they're all hot.
all hot.
And all plus 5 charisma. Even this crystal, you're looking up and you're like, man, that crystal is freaking hot with the crows inside of it. Like, damn, light bouncing off it just right. All right, so Rial, again, you were able to maintain your concentration, your ride as you feel the rapids moving beneath your rather dexterous body. You manage to stay on top of this thing as you kind of sail down the rapids toward the same area. Again, about 50 feet in front of you, Kuhn and Brunor floating near the little beach with the driftwood.
Can I eat some of that distance and keep riding that wave? Throw a dash and just get as close as possible?
Yeah, a dash is tricky in this case because it's like a dash would be like a paddle, you know what I mean? And so you can, you kind of ride the center line of the rapid a little bit, which here, again, I'm kind of setting up this second map here. So I'll just move you a little closer to accommodate for that movement.
Thank you, sir.
Boom. All right, cool. So is that the end of your turn, buddy?
That does it.
Buddy. All right, so Brunor. All right, so I am gonna just an alert. We are gonna switch over to this other map real quick. Pardon if it takes a second to resize.
New map.
It's not my finest. I'm not.
New map?
I've been so busy. I made this map. I'm not gonna lie, 10 minutes. I just I sat down. I was like, what's the fastest I can make something that doesn't look like garbage? So this is my 10-minute map. Ignore Thoricus, you're not there yet. But yeah, this is what you see, Brunor. You're kind of in this little environment. Moody's back with Thoricus and then the team. It's just you and Kuhn floating down this little river area toward these canyons. You see the beach and the driftwood down to your south there. But it is your turn. What do you do?
Okay. Is there are we too far from the side for me to crash his lid into?
I mean, all right, so you would have to, there would be a nature of pain inflicted, the damage of the anchor inside you, if you're trying to get away from beyond. Although, his chain would drag pretty far. I kind of like that. So what do you want to do?
I want to ride him. Now that I am on him, I want to ride him, direct him with the chain into something to crash the lid off.
Okay.
Now I'm mad, and I'm gonna make you drown in yourself.
All All right.
Before I just thought it'd be funny, now I'm gonna fucking make it happen.
All right, like smashing a coconut into a tree stump, to just split it. You see this sharp piece of wood laying on the river here. You feel the rush of this rapid. You start eyeballing it, and you're like, oh, if I pulled if I could turn him just the right way, I could ride this rapid and come down into this and try to spear the head of this barrel onto the edge of this log.
Yes.
I love the idea. It's gonna be, I know he's not quite an animal, but it will be an animal handling. It'll be your cavalier, your ability to force this move. It's gonna be a pretty tough DC though. This is a DC 20. This is hard.
Okay.
You're taking the force of the river and adding it to your attack.
Okay. Excellent. May I burn an inspiration point so that I can do it with advantage?
That's actually the main use of inspiration points as rules is written. That's what they're for. You absolutely can do this in this case.
Okay. So I have 2 chances on this animal handling.
Yes. So either let's define this before you roll it. Either your first roll here, because it'll show with advantage. So this would be both dice rolls in one roll, or you can roll 2 d20s if you'd rather do it that way. But yeah, if hitting the button once, it will roll with advantage. So
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. We just might as well give it a go. We'll see what
DC 20,
happens.
animal handling. Oh yeah! Oh, that's so freaking dope. Yeah, Brunort, let's play it out. What do? You see some of the coral sticking out. You're like, maybe I could use that for a handle. You're kind of judging the pitch of the water. Your toe touches. You feel the rush of the river. How do you drive this guy into this log?
So I'm aware of, I got this healing potion and I kind of felt the energy, but I'm still at like 16, y'all. So I am feeling low, but that gives me kind of like, I'm in the water. Realize what's going on right now is that I'm being taken like to go see my own sister. Like she didn't have the fucking balls to find me in a normal way. And I get so angry because I'm at such a low health and I'm like seeing all my friends get attacked still, even though Kiefer Sutherland said to take him alive. And I'm like, these dishonorable Drown'd Hounds, fuck, I will show you a Drown'd Hound. And I like grab some of the coral that's been sticking out of him and I take the chain and I do another wraparound and I just direct him towards that log to like smash him through it.
You see the log splits through the top of the barrel, and you're kind of forcing it, like a pencil eraser over the side of the pencil. You're just squeezing the barrel into this tree.
And we are docking. We are docking, motherfucker.
You dock this barrel onto this tree, and you just kind of force it around the breadth of the tree. You see the tree itself sliding in the mud at the beach of the side of this river as the river rapids kind of take more and more of this little rocky path and some of the wood along with it. You see you smash him into it, and you see out of the other end of the barrel, that little purple will-o-wisp floats out, leaving the barrel behind. You see the barrel no longer moves. The chain and the anchor drop lifelessly, and you feel it kind of tug at your side for a moment. But you see the little will-o-wisp start floating up into the air above you.
Yeah, get fucked, you son of a bitch! I fucking hate you!
All right. You're like looking up, swearing at it. You look over, you're like, oh, if Brian gets here, I'm gonna come at you so hard. And you're just like swearing at, giving the double deuces, and suddenly you see the crystal of Moody Black fly across the skyline. Wah, wah, wah! You hear the crying sound, and you watch the pink will-o-wisp. And the crystal goes and just passes through it. And you see the pink energy, the magical energy that gives life to this creature known as Kuhn, not the barrel, but the fire will-o-wisp itself. You see its magics bind with the crystal as well. And now these wisps of green energy and pink magics just kind of billow off the edge of it. You see the stone spinning super fast. and it just shoots down toward the river. Kind of battle as now all the combatants wave out. Bruno, you're kind of standing there on the beach. You see drifting down towards you your allies, Rial standing on the broken tree wood. Thoricus, Toko, and Tynna and Brian all coming down the river. You guys enter this area, and you see Kuhn is no longer. Moody is gone. She's in the crystal now, and the crystal has proceeded lightning fast down to the east, but you all kind of have a moment to gather your wits about you as you drift up toward this beach. What do you guys do?
Bruno, are you okay?
Over.
Should we set up camp? Like,
For the camp. I don't know. Just, I'm bleeding a lot. It hurts.
Toko's trying to count. Yeah, there are 5 people here. That's how many there's supposed to be, right?
Yeah, that's what all the songs are about, is the 5.
So close, buddy. I believe in you. We're gonna nail this down. I swear to one of these days.
I was counting myself. Embarrassed.
Hey, one of these days we might be the 6. You never know. Dope shit happens every day.
yeah, so I'm gonna rush over to Bruno as she collapses and cure wounds.
Nice. Yeah, hit her with the, that sweet healing light of Shantia. As you kind of pass your hand over where the anchor is hooked into her side, the healing energy kind of pushes it out of the wound. The anchor drops. You can't help but notice like the dead chain, the dead anchor leading to this splintered barrel that's just been basically force fucked onto this tree. And so it's just but lifelessly the wet wood sits wrapped around the sharp point of this tree.
Cool. Yeah, and then I think you get an extra +6 to that. So you get, so 7. Wait, is it this? Sorry, give me a minute.
Yeah, if you cast it as a level 1, then you would get, you'd be 13 healing for Bruno.
I cast it as a level 2, so
okay, so you add the 6 to the 7, 13, and then you get to add that additional, what is it, 6?
Yes, +6.
Okay, perfect. So 19 total.
19.
For a second level spell slot. Very nice.
Woo! Wow, thank you. I feel so much better. And then I kissed him on the forehead. Thank you. You're welcome. I check on Brian. I thank her, and then I check on Brian.
All right, yeah, you run over to Brian. Been a little while, quite a chaotic series of events since you were last riding each other. Just a series of ship's anchors and water battles. You see, he's pretty tuned up. He's taken a little bit of damage, but he's very happy. He's very happy to see you. You see, he also looks kind of alert. He, like you, doesn't trust any bend in the water. He doesn't trust any shaking of the trees. It's like the tension of this moment is still all around him, and he's still kind of on alert, looking around.
I don't know how long we can rest, because I don't think we have much time. We need to follow after Divit.
You kind of look down, Brunor, at the ring that Divit had granted you, the eye that always looks in his direction. You kind of focus the beam betwixt you and where he would be. And all of you, he made rings for every one of you. You all see that the eyes are staring down this riverbank, as this river continues on toward the ocean.
Let's go onward then.
All right, you guys kind of patch each other up and start your run down the way here. We kind of shift back over to you, Divot. You're standing on the ship now as the sky is the light of the sun that's always frozen in place since the great druid Achaia so long ago froze it in the sky. You see the shadow kind of cuts off as you start to enter this great, powerful beast of the sea. You're riding directly into the inside of what this massive monstrosity of a creature is. You actually see like the throat swelling and the saliva dripping down as you kind of ride this torrent of seawater deeper within this creature. You see Kreifus just smiling. He looks back at you. The chains kind of writhing all over his skin. And he kind of walks up looking down at you, Divit, and he's like, "Did you ever think you'd meet the Kraken?"
Son, I ain't even heard of a Kraken.
You see he's a little offended. He's like, "Oh man, it's kind of like a big deal." He looks down and she's like,
I see it hurt his feelings, and I'm like, Little Mountains.
he's like, "In order for them to believe it, you're gonna have to put on a hell of a show."
All right, and I fucking do something.
Nice. All right, let me set the stakes the moment for you, Divit. This is how it goes down. As Kreifus, kind of goads you on for, a Divit level performance of some kind to help sell whatever arrangement you two have made, you see he kind of steps back, and the Queen Anne in the water shifts and turns the other way and begins cresting back up the river a little bit to where the boat is breached at the mouth of this giant sea creature. You see on the horizon as your friends running, you see Brunor and Tynna riding Brian, Rial definitely riding at the side, Toko the Hatchet and Thoricus Onyxheart running along the beach. You see as their eyes lock with yours. You all, Toko, Thoricus, Brunor, Tynna, Rial, you look as standing on the crest of the ship, Divit with the red mask of death glowing ever bright, stands in the mouth of the Kraken itself. Brunor, you can't even believe it. The beast itself, massive in size, blotting out, portions of the sun. It stands in front of you in true form, although strangely electric blue in color. Not a detail that you had ever heard about the primordial sea creature. You watch as Divit starts summoning some of his spectral pink performance magic around him. Divit, what do you do?
Okay. I'm gonna throw everything I've got at making this thing think that I'm its little buddy.
All right.
Like the little devil on the shoulder, but he gets along with me really well.
All right, you start your pink mist going out, as the kind of swelling, the bardic magic within you. You kind of watch as it's twisted by the dark power, that acorn of death that beats within your core. The wisps of magic start being breathed in by this giant kraken. And you see it kind of starts lifting itself even further out of the water. You watch as its big, thick electric blue tentacles start prying and great, droves of water just flood the nearby beaches as this massive creature begins to breach out of the water even more. You see a sharp's beak, that could cut through the hull of a ship with no problem. These electric blue tentacles, innumerable, it's like you can't even count how many you see as this creature starts to lift itself out of the water. You see it lifts you up almost as if presenting its mouth to you as a stage, Divot. You see your allies watching you kind of raise this kraken out of the sea. As your hand burns bright, the four of you plus Toko all staring up at Divot. What do you guys do?
This breaks my brain.
I want to put a concert on inside of the Kraken's mouth with all of us playing shredding guitar and drums and maybe some synth and some backup vocals, and just after we kill the shit out of it, I just want to fucking rock out in its mouth and put on a badass electric blue concert.
Sounds amazing.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah, can I yell down to everybody?
Absolutely.
All right, so I look over my shoulder like Keanu Reeves at the end of Constantine, and I'm like, anybody need a ride?
You guys see, as you run down, again, perceiving maybe at first danger or not, you're kind of getting ever closer to this beast that's just raising up. Brunor, it's tickling every instinct within you to get closer and closer to this beast. But apparently Divot is offering you a ride in this kraken.
I'm already riding a Dracodile. I figure what's the difference? And if if he's offering, I'm taking it.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's do it, guys.
Fuck.
All right,
And
you
I'm putting
guys.
on a brave face, but I am very surprised this is working.
Yes, Divit, exactly. And you're like, you know you don't have the power to make this happen. You know what I mean? And it's like, so again, this deal that Divit has brokered with Kreifus that none of them are aware, nobody knows about, but it appears the Kraken is in on this deal too, Divit. Like it's lending toward this moment here.
Thank God.
Yeah. And so, yes, as the Kraken kind of presents itself and opens its maw, you see Divit just kind of standing on the ship and his, skeletal fingers reach out to you guys and offer you to jump aboard the Queen Anne.
Okay, we'll do it. We'll go.
Your feet settle down on the cold wood. This strange magical wood that makes up the ship. Rumored to be perhaps of living wood itself. This strange ship able to maintain both the high seas, being underwater and roaring through these river rapids. You see as the Queen Anne turns itself back around and almost summoning a wave to push itself down the throat of this mighty sea creature. You see a wave takes the ship, the Ferocious Five, and Toko the Hatchet into the maw of the Kraken. You see the great creature settle back into the water as the great suction of such a mighty beast entering the water drags the remains of this fishing village nearby, decimated by the mere presence of such a tremendous creature. And that's where we're going to pick it up next time. Guys!
Oh, shit.
Wow.
See what you did?
Wow.
Guys,
All right,
let's
yo.
get cracking.
Hey,
Yo, but real talk, when people are like, so what'd you guys do? We'd be like, we jumped into the mouth of a Kraken this week.
What did you do?
Hell yeah.
Good on you. All right, guys. So moving forward, just so you know, from here on out, we are back to Divit as Divit and I will be reclaiming the control of our man Toko the Hatchet. We will be picking up right here at same time next week, man. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific here on the Yarhard Studios channel. There are some really exciting stuff that all of our cast is pumping out and doing all kinds of cool things. If you want to find out about those things, come hang out with us. Come over to the Discord. Come over, follow us on the socials. Brandon's got an awesome podcast going. They just released this Zoom Laces in Paris thing. We've got shows and movies, and just fucking come hang out with us. I swear these people are just as cool as they appear to be. Thank you so much to my amazing cast. Well, I love you guys so much. Thank you to all the buds for being here every single week and just kicking ass and doing that thing. We will be getting back a little closer to our 2.5 hour format here starting next week. And man, there's some really fucking epic stuff coming. So, when you start an episode with, and you're inside the Kraken, you can only go one epic direction. So we will see you guys next Tuesday. And we do have us a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it. Maybe you haven't. But we like to take a lighter. Again, these fucking WeeD&D lighters. We're going to have to get more of these guys. These are fucking, I love them. Make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire and go. Lighters up. Thank you for playing fucking D&D with us, guys. We love you. Like with our cockles.
So high, so deep.
So high, so deep.
So what? You can't touch me, 'cause I'm from the internet.